Greetings and welcome to a little feature I like to call Megacampaigns of the Past. In this series I will show you some of the megacampaigns that I have already completed throughout the years. In this episode we will take a look at a game that was started in the year 1066 of Crusader Kings 2, back when the Old Gods was not released. I was playing as the Volga Bulgarians, which were a Sunni state in the middle of Russia, and this is the result almost 1000 years later. We turned into Kazan during the conversion to EU3, but that was fine because it's kind of the right nation. Back then you had to pick a tag that fit. I used a converter made by Rassiot that turned the Crusader Kings game into a EU3 game. And from then I used Irendur's converter to convert to Victoria 2. So, let's take a look at the world and see if there's anything interesting. We are probably one of the biggest nations in the world. Well, we are the biggest nation, but I don't know if we're number one in power. So, let's take a look at Europe to start with. Or actually, let's start to look at us. We are the number one great power. But I think we are only the number one great power when we subsidize our factories, if I remember correctly. These are the great powers. Kazan, then there's Kin. Yeah, as you can see, we are maxing our factory output there. So they have almost an army as big as ours, and we win in prestige. Then there's Bavaria, Great Britain, Louisiana, the Timurids, Sia, and Ethiopia. There's one current war going on. This is a few years before the end date, because when I launched my end save, it just said game over and I couldn't look at anything. So I went back a few saves. Our budget is looking like this. We have all technology researched, I think. Yes, we do. We are led by the Royal Faction. These are our laws. No minimum wage, unlimited workday, no safety regulations, generous subsidies. So people would rather not work than work, I guess. Trinket pensions, good healthcare, a good school system, and outlawed slavery and all the best voting reforms. These are the movements currently active in our country. None of them are any threatening. We have a serious split when it comes to population voting here. It's liberals, communists, and socialists, but mainly conservatives. We have not prohibited liquor. So, our nationality is, let's see, Tatar. And we have spread the Tatar culture to the entirety of Scandinavia, except for Denmark. There's still some Danes around. I think there's still a few Swedes. No, that's Koreans and Manchu people. We seem to have a few revolts. I guess that was why I saved at that very date. But we survived the revolt. I remember that because we have loads of armies and they're all on automatic rebel suppression. Our population are, as you can see, mainly Tatar, but we have a huge Japanese population. We have Koreans and Manchu people, Hungarians. Let's see what this is. Russians and other. Sunni is the main religion, with some Shinto from Japan. So I think we own Japan, or at least half of Japan. Oh yeah, now I remember. In this game, let's see, this is the part of Japan we own, and this is owned by Kin. Kin used to be a vassal of us, but they broke free here in Victoria 2 because they were too powerful. They were seriously super powerful. They are a Bayfaran Sunni kingdom, and they have taken all of this from India. India used to own all of this, and they have lost a lot to both the Timurids and Kin and Malacca. The Timurids are around and they are pretty strong. Persia is down here for some reason, and here is Iraq. The Byzantine Empire is around. I think our yeah, we led a personal union with the Timurids in EU3, which meant that we had a strong relationship with them throughout Victoria. They are still our allies. Yes, they are. The Timurids are our allies, and we are allied with India, Siavu, the Timurids, Louisiana, Silesia, Bavaria, Kurland, Prussia, Serbia, and Bosnia-Herzegovina. So we're basically the peacekeeping force of the world. Our sphere looks like this. We're sphering some smaller nations and India. Great Britain, who is Scottish, not English, as you can see here. It's mainly Scottish, with some Englishmen here. And this is Rhinelander. Yeah, they were English. They actually joined the Holy Roman Empire in CK2, but it didn't convert a lot of culture, so there are Germans, Englishmen, and Scotsmen. Here is Genoa, Northern Ireland. Bavaria, a very strong power. They were very, very, very close to forming Germany, but then they got beat up by almost everyone, I think. Yeah. I had to release this. Frankfurt am Main. France is around, but it's feudal France, not the revolutionary France of our time. The Papal States are in Africa, which I found pretty fun. So yeah, they are here, and of course they have Rome, Sicily, and North Africa. Ethiopia rules most of Eastern Africa. They are powerful. They are even a great power. So as you can see, they have some. Well, they can't compare to us, but they have some really nice prestige. Byzantines, strong nation. They used to be a great power, but they got killed. The Brits and Swahili, Persia even. Louisiana, for some reason, controls some of this. In America, we have Louisiana, who is an immense nation, with Canada being kind of Canada, though they don't own all of it. Culture is almost entirely Dixie, as you can see. The migration is being completely integrated. The Papal States owns a huge chunk of Colombia. Haiti is here, and they are free. Caribbean culture. Here we have some Japanese culture people. Yeah, I think we had these provinces from the start, and then the Victoria 2 migration mechanics kicked in, and all of the Japanese people who hated us just migrated here. So there's like so many Japanese people here that just migrated because they hated us. And here we have Brazil, and yes, Morocco is a South American state. They got wiped from North Africa by the Papal States and moved their capital over to America, where they turned into a democracy. Brazil is HM's government, mostly Brazilian. Colombia is more like Colombia, Peru. And then the islands are owned by various powers in the world. So let's take a look at the ledger for fun. The ledger is... we can sort by total score here, so you can see. We have an immense score, followed by kin. So our own vassal is the second world power, but they are not our vassal. They're even... I think we even went to war with them once. It was a long time since I played this, I don't remember. Great Britain, Louisiana, the Timurids, France, etc. The great powers, you can see them here. France is not a great power, though they have more score. They have been in numerous wars. National comparison, literacy. We have, let's see, there's a lot of countries with 100% literacy. We are one of them, along with Great Britain. And some others, of course. But of the great powers, I think we and Great Britain are the only ones. Yeah, kin is nowhere to be found. Political systems. Here are the absolute monarchies, the democracies. Iraq is a fascist dictatorship, the only one in the world. And we have no communists anywhere. The national values are equality, just a few of them. Liberty, order. ruling parties for anyone interested. You can take a look at the ruling party and their ideology here. There are some communists. I think, no? There are actually not a single communist. Reactionary, some fascists. Köln, Iraq, Brabant and Siena. Yeah, communism didn't really take root in this universe. Slavery. Some nations allow slavery, including Pisa and Hamburg, for some reason. Iraq, India, Swahili, Hausa, Pegu, Vusia, Gujarat and Rajputana. Not that interesting to look at the rest. I mean, some nations have, most of them are universal, and most nations have all the political rights allowed. Social reforms, though, I think most of them have. I'd rather sort this to see who actually has good minimum wage. Yeah, it's all the small nations and the Byzantine Empire, who has good minimum wage, 8-hour workday. You know, they have all the good things. That's why everyone attacks them. The Papal States, though, acceptable minimum wage, 8-hour workday, excellent safety regulations, generous subsidies, acceptable pensions, good healthcare, and a basic school system. Sounds very papal, to be honest, yeah. The country population, this is... let's see where there are most slaves, because that's fun. India, of course. Hamburg actually has 400 slaves. Pisa has 6,000 slaves. I'd like to take a look at their population. I don't remember if I actually can, though. Go to diplomacy. No, I cannot take a look at their... or perhaps I can tag switch. But I don't know their tag. Tag. Peace? No. Alright, I'll save that for later. So, we were looking at the ledger, the country population here. You can see that Qin is the most populous country in the world because they own China, followed by us, and then the Timurids. We can sort by farmers to get a more correct view. Qin, Kazan, the Timurids, and India are the 4 most populous nations in this world. And here is our... let's see, we don't need to look at that. We can look at our population this way. We're mostly Tatar Sunnis, but also some Norwegian Sunnis and some Polish Sunnis. And when it comes to religion, some Christians, some animists, some Koreans that are Mahayana. Let me see, some Orthodox people, mainly Rhinelanders and Hungarians. Greeks, some Protestants, mainly Germans. Let me scroll quicker. Some Shintos. But the rest are Sunnis. Let's see, we could take a look at the industrial power. I think there's we can take a look at the industrial score here. As you can see, we are leading the industrial effort by a large margin. And if we look at, let's see, where were I? In production, we have loads of factories absolutely everywhere, and we're upgrading them all the time and allowing more people to work. Let's see, I was going to look at... yeah, no, I know. The provinces. No, not the provinces. The factory production here. You can see the most populous factory in the world manufactures glass in the Kazani Manchuli region with a total of 330,000 people employed. And then there's more glass and cement and glass and cement and steel. So glass and cement is sorely needed in the entire world, apparently. Take a look at the rankings here, so you can see, once again, the top powers in the world. Migrations, we can't look at migrations because we need to start and run the game. Because it resets, as you can see here, it's all grey. Even though migrations are in full swing everywhere, basically. Is there anything else we can take a look at? Civilization level. I think everyone is Western. There's not a single non-Western nation in the entire world. Morocco, no they are. Yeah, everyone is fully civilized. Or westernized. I think it's mostly thanks to us conquering almost all of China and releasing them as Western tech vassals. So anyway, this has been an episode of Megacampaigns of the Past. If you found this interesting, please leave a comment. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next episode.